back from holiday. That was nice. Oh, hey guys, Quick Cushy here. Welcome back to the channel. What was I doing again? Alright, yeah, October, month of spookiness. So for this month, basically, of course I have to do something Halloween themed. And what better character to pick than Fiesta? He's part of the spookiest element, the undead, and we share the same Halloween costume because I am also a mariachi. I've got the sombrero, looking quite nice. I don't have a trumpet, so I feel like a Nerf gun is a pretty decent replacement. What do you guys think? But anyway, with no further ado, let's master our Fiesta skills, basically. So let's get right into it, and I hope you enjoy the video. While it's true that I like parties, there is one person that parties harder than anybody else, and that is Fiesta. I mean, his name literally means party. And I mean, Fiesta has a lot to celebrate about, like being one of the only good superchargers in the game. And whilst Fiesta looks amazing and is such a creative character that I think everybody loves design-wise, he's had a lot of hate from fans because he isn't very strong in game. We'll see about that, because if anybody can make Fiesta good, it's obviously me, the king of epic gaming. But before we play Fiesta, we have to know what he's all about. So let's get into his backstory. Even though he was dead, Fiesta was the life of the party in the underworld, and since he was so good at playing instruments, he became Count Moneybone's right-hand bandman. So him and his mariachi crew would play music for people that were entering the underworld, celebrating that they died, I guess. But one day a group of Skylanders came down to the underworld to try and stop Count Moneybone, but at this point, Fiesta and the rest of the people in the underworld didn't know that Count Moneybone was actually a bad guy. But since Fiesta is clearly a good guy, he helped the Skylanders to take down Count Moneybone, and basically that's how he got recruited to be a Skylander. I like this because it ties in with one of Supercharger's main villains, Count Moneybone. Also, one teensy little thing to add here, Fiesta's bandmates are absolutely adorable. And they're actually a very important part of Fiesta's moveset in the game. The main reason that they're so important is because Fiesta is not powerful by himself, but it makes sense to have other people with him because he's all about partying. And what's a party with one person? So that's where his amigos come in, which he can send out to do most of the butt kicking for him. But he's not just sitting back and letting them do all of the work, because when we look at the upgrades, you'll soon realise that Fiesta can do certain things to make the amigos even stronger. And on that note, you get it, because music, let's move on to his moves and upgrades. His first attack lets him blast a funky wave of tunes at his enemies. Sadly, this is not very strong. And after unlocking the rest of his moves, you're not going to be using this very often, trust me. But then his second move is where the magic happens, because this allows him to send out his amigo friends. As I mentioned, these guys are absolutely adorable, but they're also really strong, so don't get on their bad side. You can send out a maximum of 3 of these guys at a time, and whilst they are pretty good at dealing with enemies, they don't have a lot of health, and enemies will target them, so just be careful. One little thing to mention, you will be standing still for a couple seconds if you're spawning these amigos in, and that can give your enemies the chance to strike, so once again, just be careful there. Now onto the upgrades, with the first one being his third attack, which is awful, god damn it. Whilst the laid low move looks pretty cool and is quite interesting, it is borderline useless. All it does is make you smaller and you take less damage whilst in this form, but you could always just move out the way anyway, so what's the point? Luckily, the second upgrade makes your amigos stronger, which is a lot more helpful. Upgrade number 3 is called Solo, and it gives you an additional attack option with your trumpet. With your normal attack, you'd just be holding down the attack button to spree music, but now if you just tap the button repeatedly, then you will shoot out musical notes which lock onto enemies. At the moment, this attack isn't very good, because the first way of attacking is still stronger. But then the 4th upgrade comes along and makes the solo notes a lot more effective. With upgrade number 4, every 5 solo notes you shoot will make your amigos stay around for longer. What this means is if you just keep on spamming the solo notes, then your amigos will last forever unless they get hit by something. This is what I'm talking about when I say that the amigos are going to be doing most of the work, but then Fiesta is also going to be helping out. So what you should be doing is having amigos out whenever you're fighting an enemy, and then you should be sitting back and spamming the solo notes to make your amigos even stronger. Okay, so now we're on to the upgrade paths, and this is quite interesting because both of these upgrade paths focus on the amigos. Normally they focus on 1 or 2 different attacks, but it's all about the amigos with Fiesta. So you guys probably know the drill by now. We look at both of the paths and decide which one is better afterwards. The first upgrade for the top path allows your amigos to get a small damage boost for every 5th solo note, which gives you even more reason to spam those notes. Not much I can say here, but I can promise you this makes them a lot stronger. And then the middle upgrade allows you to have 5 amigos at once. We can truly call this a party now, because when fighting, this makes all the difference. And as I've already said, the enemies will target the amigos, and since there's 5 of them running around now, it's gonna be pretty likely that the enemies will be more focused on them than you. The final upgrade for the top path kinda gives Fiesta's 3rd move a purpose, but at the same time, I'd rather not use it. You see, whilst you're in your laid low mode, the amigos will move faster and attack faster. But at this point, you could also be damaging enemies and giving your amigos damage boost, so there's not really much incentive to use this upgrade. I mean, I guess it's helpful at times, maybe? No, it's not. Okie dokie, now time for the bottom path, starting with the first upgrade, which keeps this 5 solo note gimmick going. Because every 5 solo notes you play, a spotlight will appear right on top of Fiesta, and enemies will start spitting out money, and you're more likely to get food and more experience points. Of course, since I had Fiesta fully upgraded and he had maxed out levels, this upgrade is not really that helpful. I will admit, the food is a very nice addition though. The middle move for the bottom path allows Fiesta's solo notes to pierce through enemies, which basically gives them the chance of attacking more than one enemy at once. But this didn't actually happen that much, so I deem this upgrade pretty lame. But the final upgrade is one of my favourites. Whilst you're in your laid low mode, your amigos will slowly get bigger and bigger until they explode. Poor amigos, but at least it does a decent bit of damage. There's one minor setback though, it takes quite a while for these amigos to blow up, and in that time, an enemy could easily defeat them, meaning that you've completely wasted your time. This happened too many times to me when I was getting this gameplay, and it was pretty frustrating honestly. But if you manage to hit with these exploding amigos, it's gonna be pretty rewarding. Well, that's both of the paths covered, and definitely 100% go for the top one. They might both be focused on the same idea, but the top path is so much better for so many different reasons. The reason for that is that the bottom path just isn't that good, but also the top path is really good. I just can't imagine a life without being able to use 5 amigos at once, which is why you should definitely go for the top path. And if you listen to me and pick the top path, congratulations, Fiesta's amigos are now destructive monsters that will just obliterate anything that stands between them. But the Soul Gem by far is my favourite upgrade for Fiesta, not because it's incredibly good, it's just so creative and fun. If you hold down the button that creates amigos, millions of them will start piling out of his hat and running in a straight direction, completely destroying any enemies that get stuck in between. You can also move around to change the direction that these amigos run in. This can be very effective at times, but don't get too carried away because I did get punished for just sitting there and spamming this move. It's a whole load of fun though, trust me. Well, there we have it guys. I've talked about all of the upgrades, the moves, and the soul gem. Honestly, I thought there'd be a little bit more to it than that, but the main strategy of Fiesta is just to use your amigos all the time and spam your solo notes. There's not much else to really talk about here, but he is a good Skylander if you use him properly. So is Fiesta good? Yeah, I'd say so. I'd give him a 7 out of 10, because not only can he be used effectively, but he's such a cool and charming Skylander. So if you ever hear anybody talking smack about Fiesta, just show them this video, and then they'll realise that Fiesta can be used properly. Also, I want views.